Alright, enough of that. Kroxa, Skelemental Nightmare Kitty, here in Modern. So this is one of our brews. Now people would make an argument, well, this is just Rakdos mid-range, and you're in a way correct. That's what you're seeing in front of you. However, for the history of this list, it came about during the companion meta. Now everyone was just like, companion, companion, companion. And we said, well, if it's so good, why run 1? Run 3, main deck. So that's what we did. And so that's where this list arrived from. Not shortly too far after this list was being played on the stream, we ended up seeing some things where other folks were starting to run Lurrus main, and when the companion changes happened, obviously people readjusted and did some different things. Exactly, who needs a sideboard? It's taking a sideboard slot up, and that just wasn't our deal. So, the other thing that this list was trying to do is just be completely brutal and obnoxious to some of our opponents, and we do that by using Unearth shenanigans. Unearthing Thunderkin Awakener is super cute, unearthing Skelementals is super cute, and unearthing some Fulminator Mages can also be super cute. Not to mention that if you're not quite at the requisite 4 mana for escaping Kroxa, 2 black and 2 red, you could always unearth your Kroxa. Now in many cases, Lurrus does die very quickly. It is the target of many removal spells, so you just unearth Kroxa, unearth Lurrus, and just play a new bauble and continue on your way. Keep in mind, if you cast Lurrus and then you have an unearth, you can basically unearth Lurrus and hit a 2-drop. It's pretty sweet. This list has been tweaked very slightly recently. I've added Blood Chief's Thurston. We are now on version 3. I've added some engineered explosives, and you'll see a one of Triome down here, the Mardu variant, to give us that triple colors if we ever need it for engineered explosives. This is Kroxa Skelemental Nightmare Kitty. We're hoping to dodge Lava Dart and Thalia or First Strikers. With that, let's get to our magic. If Lightning Skeleton is good, not good enough for tier 2-3 Modern, is Hymn to Tourach safe to put in Modern? Hymn to Tourach behaves differently and is not on a stick, and so I would make the argument, no, it's not. Sorry. All right. Queued up. There's the match. Let's find an opponent. Him is too powerful, though. Yeah, Skelemental can get hit off with a few things, and that's important. The fact that it's on a very fragile stick is a very important thing. You don't understand the on the stick thing? So, like, Lightning Skelemental is already 3 mana, which is more than Hymn to Tourach, right? And it can be removed so it doesn't impact as much. It's on a stick. On a big stick. All right. Opening hand here against the Lurrus. We'll go ahead and keep this. A couple Thoughtseizes effects. Well, Thoughtseize and a Raven's Crime effect here. Probably just go get... kind of just want to go get a Blood Crypt here and Thoughtseize. And we can decide from there if we need to do Kroxas, Fatal Pushes, all that. All right, so my opponent has a Thoughtseize that just steals Kroxa here, and we can start unearthing. We have a Renin 6, which I think I want to get rid of. Got a Bauble and a Death Shadow. Death Shadow can be taken care of by Fatal Push. I don't know if I like this Renin 6. Do I care about this Thoughtseize? I probably really don't based on my hand. We'll just take the Renin 6. It's probably the card that gets him the most advantage throughout this game. You want to get Counterspell in Modern Horizons 2? That's crazy. All right, Thoughtseizes away here. They take Kroxa. I could just use an Unearth. I could cycle an Unearth. They might just take the Fatal Push because it deals with their Death Shadow in the future. I really don't know what my opponent wants here. It's not a great hand to Thoughtseize, actually. If we get Counterspell in Modern Horizons 2, I will play a blue deck. I play blue decks anyway, but I'll play a hard counter control magic deck. That's what I'll do. All right. Bobble triggers here, all the good stuff. They do take one of my Unearths. We'll put a Black Cleave Cliffs in. We'll just slap down a Kroxa and pass the turn. Bobble was played here. Trigger, trigger, trigger. I will play a hard counter deck with Ojutai. Splashing white for Teferi and Ojutai. Counter spells, all the goods. I think it gets taken out because you have what they would prefer to do, I think. Opponent discards a Blood Crypt, Mishra's Bobble trigger here. We have Death Shadow, Bloodstained Mire, and a few other cards. I think personally, the reason that it's not really shown up is specifically because they like these counter spells that like target very specific colors. They can make something just as powerful or pretty close to it, but have it like really focused targeted. All right, my opponent Thoughtseizes away this Fatal Push, which means they have now a Death Shadow that's a reasonably large size. They're at 9. Death Shadow in. This isn't looking very good for us. Top of the library is a Marsh Flats. This is interesting. It's a lot of damage. I could unearth, but unearthing here is really awkward with the Kroxa, because then my opponent's just like, yeah, I'll do this. Fluffy Promise? Yeah, you can just keep that. That's fine. What, playing blue? I assume that's what that clip is about. I play blue decks. Why is this such a surprise? All right, well. I guess I'll cycle this just for funsies. Oh, look, it's Kroxa. You can discard that card. Thank you. Goodbye, Kroxa. Land. We know it's a Bloodstained Mire here. They draw another one. We have a 5/5. This is interesting. I'm going to pick up the Triome because it comes into play tapped, and I can at the moment. Really could use a Fatal Push. Wow, Seasoned Pyromancer's an interesting one. Seasoned Pyromancer is interesting because I can dig for some removal spell for the Death Shadow. Playing Kroxa here could just grow the Death Shadow, and that just becomes awkward. Then I'm just like chump blocking with a Kroxa. It's a good sandwich, Last God. All right, I'm gonna fetch basic here. I'm thinking I play Seasoned Pyromancer as well. We'll just have the Triome open here, draw 2, and see if I can hit the Fatal Push. All right, I hit the Lurrus. Lurrus is actually not a bad follow-up here. Definitely chump blocking. Bloodstained Mire can create more tokens for chump blocking. We'll block. Just don't Team or Battle Rage me, please. They always have it. All right, cool. You're dead. You're dead. Look, there. See? Their Lurrus is in the companion slot. Where's mine? In hand. Oh gosh, it's a Tarmogoyf. I'm gonna die. Oh gosh, I have 2 Kroxa or 2 Lurruses now. I could play a Kroxa here and shrink Goyf, maybe? No, I don't think so. No, I could. I could get rid of instant. I guess I'll Kroxa here and just hope they don't just end me. You can get rid of... let's get rid of the instant. I could get rid of creature here too. I don't think I want to though. Just take all the lands out here as well. I don't know if this is right. So we make them discard that last card. I can block the Tarmogoyf. If they can fetch and shock, they're gonna take 3. Oh, it was a stomping ground. So now they have an 8/8 that I have to block here. They just fetch. Maybe I can get lucky with a Skelemental off the top. All right, we'll see what they've got. Temur Battle Rage was gonna kill me any day. So I block, obviously, because otherwise I die. Block. Take 5, go to 3. Hope they don't have a bolt. And hope the top of the library is a Skelemental here. I'm probably okay to fetch. I can't imagine a K command is going to show up here. Oh gosh, new Tarmogoyf. Now I'm really dead. Now I think I'm really dead. What could do it here? Unearth? No, a bolt. I can do this. I can do this. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. We did it! Kroxa! Get bolted! Got him. I thought I had 4 cards. The fetch actually got me there. I didn't pay attention to the fetch giving me the 5th card because we had done the initial Kroxa piece there. Woo! Woo! That was scary. That was scary. Ay, ay, ay. Even if you didn't, you had 4 because you just bolt first. That's true too. That's true. That would give me the 5th. The fact that I had 5 mana was really, really big there. Super big. Super crazy big. All right. It's gonna be an interesting matchup here. I like Luris. I like the Bobble interaction for this matchup. I'm kind of hesitant on having so many Skelementals. Thunderkin and Dreadbore Arcanist is probably worth taking out as well, just for things that are just bigger. We could do something like this and have just the 1-of Engineered Explosive. I could also bring in the second one for one of the Bobbles and just have like 2 Engineers, an extra Dreadbore, some Blood Chiefs, and Kalitas, which is a good set of just removal. We kind of shift ourselves a little bit more into that more like mid-rangey here. We might even like the Soul Guide Lanterns over Bobble. My Xmas was good. How's yours? Like my bolts. I like Unearth. Maybe I need the Soul Guide Lantern because they can get stuff back too. Just like a 1-of instead of a Bobble. We kind of start replacing Bobbles with all of our artifacts that end up mattering with Luris, which sometimes makes Luris not as good here. So you could like drop 1 Luris and keep a Skelemental. Just try to like hammer out your opponent. Is 4 Unearthed too many? Not always. Plague to kill Goyf before state-based effects apply. What? Plague Engineer wouldn't kill Goyf. An Ashiok would though. Well, I say that. I don't think that's right. They still come when they enter the battlefield. They're their big beefiness. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna go with these 7 in, just more removal spells. I think we'll be fine. More removal seems correct. Unearth, K commands, extra unearth here. Bolts, 2 lands. I hate having Kalitas in hand. That's about the only card I don't like here. We'll keep. I know I have no threats here, but that's, you don't always have to have the threats immediately. Blood Crypt shocks in and finds ourselves with a Swift Spear. Perfect bolt target. Might have a bobble. Sometimes they follow these with bobbles. No bobble here. Monastery Swift Spear in for 1. I really want to bolt, but I also kind of like this Inquisition. All right, I'm going to move the Swift Spear out of the way here. We're going to be very hopeful that my opponent doesn't play a Scourge here. Scourge is a really problematic card for us to deal with. Bloodstained Mire played for my opponent, plays a new Swift Spear, and attacks us for 1. We'll make our way slowly up to Kalitas. This will be good. Kroxa's here. I think I want something a little more targeted than Kroxa, but I could also unearth after. All right, let's fetch. Fetch. Basic swamp here. We'll play Kroxa. My opponent just discards whatever. Next turn, I get to Inquisition plus unearth to make them basically discard 2 cards. This puts Kroxa in the yard here as well, getting us set up for the future. Let's see what they discard. A Veil of Summer. Well, there you go. Ha! I don't target you, opponent. Get veiled. Basic swamp for our opponent off their Bloodstained Mire. All right, what do you got for us, opponent? Another Bloodstained Mire here. Maybe they'll put Lurrus into hand. I don't know. Cracks it immediately. Overgrown Tomb. That's right, they're Jund. I forgot this. Them crazy Junds. Bolts me down to 14 with Prowess trigger. 12. Follows this up with the Scourge. Yeah. Huh. Well, K command could kill this. Could pick up Kroxa just to play again. Scourge kills me in 2 swings here. Not good for us. I don't think I want to Inquisition here. Inquisition then double Kroxa. So if I Inquisition and double Kroxa, then what? My opponent just hits me for a lot still. We'll make them discard and kill the Swift Spear here. I really think I just have to hit another land for Kalitas, if I'm honest. And then like chump block and then hopefully get Kroxa out to block this. It's like our line. It's like not good. Now it's an 8/8. Now it's bigger. It's beefier. Hits me for 8, puts me to 3. Ow. Land? Puts Lurrus to hand. It's a bolt. Bolt, huh? I need to unearth cycle here, look for a Blood Chiefs. and get lucky. All right. Opponent takes us there. Scourge was the problem card. I got my removal piece. Sporky. Ooh, spork. Sporks are good luck. I probably could get away with taking one Unearth out and having a bobble. Like an extra bobble here. When am I gonna play your quality jank? I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna bring the Skelemental back in and get rid of one of the Unearths. Something's telling me that I'm gonna bash them in. I'm on the play. Let's make it happen. Let's play first. Let's play first. This hand looks great, and there's a Skelemental that we brought in. Guaranteed. Hand looks fabulous. Inquisition them. Got the Fatal Push. Got the Engineered Explosives. Gonna make things happen. Here we go. Dang, look at these cards. Alright, we have a 1-lander here. Got a Sealfire and a Soul Guide Lantern. I do have a Scourge and a Death Shadow I've got to deal with at some point. The Sealfire is really annoying because that gets rid of the Skelemental. So we were talking about how Hymn to Torok versus Skelemental can interact with. I think I've just got to accept, though, that this is just something they might play. Am I winning, Fluffson? I don't know. This hand's pretty rough. Oh, he can get red. This just gets Bloodstain, or Blood Crypt. They're greens for Veil and for Renin 6, so this is a super easy Blood Crypt find. It's a Verdant Catacombs. Weapons Master, thank you for the follow. I'm guessing Thoughtseize here just to protect my hand. Because if they Thoughtseize away, they could take Skelemental or this removal, and then they can play around Engineered Explosives, where if I don't show them the Engineered Explosives, then they might play into it a bit more, which makes the Engineered Explosives that much better. I can probably save the EE for 1 and end up killing the Scourge with the Fatal Push. Now this is Rakdos mid-range, or Rakdos Luris, splashing green for Veil and Renin 6. Dang, they went and got a basic. This person's insane. They must have gotten a land or something. All right, they take my Inquisition. Dang, that's crazy. Why would you get a basic? All right, Bobble Trigger here draws a card. We have a Fatal Push. I'll play a Polluted Delta and just pass the turn. 2 Fatal Pushes are looking great now. Let's hope for no Sealfire. Oh my gosh, they have nothing? Oh, opponent. That was the incorrect play. Let's go get this Triome. Look, I got some Skelementals, chat. Here we go. Fire in the hole. Skelemental number 1 here after placing the Triome. In combat, my opponent goes to 13 here, discarding 2 cards. My opponent discards a Seal and a Tarmogoyf. And they've played this Bobble, so they have Scourge and Death Shadow. Looking good. Oh no, opponent. Oh no! Not the one lander. That's not good. Cycles Soul Guide Lantern here. Finds another black source. Shocks it in for good Death Shadow value. Land drop, please. Well, I probably should just Fatal Push this. I can probably pass the turn. I would love to just attack with Skelemental, but then that makes that Death Shadow gigantic. And I'm not quite ready for that. Attack for 3 here. Easy Fatal Push. We kind of piecemeal our pieces together instead of getting the pure value of Engineered Explosives out. My opponent shocks in here, plays new Death Shadow, and probably plays a Scourge as well. Gonna go ahead and Fatal Push the Death Shadow here. I have an answer for the Scourge, and being at 18 feels good. We also get to play Skelemental here, and get to clear the rest of their hand. We'll play Polluted Delta as well. And this will take them to 2 and or 4, depending on if they block. We have the Engineered Explosives. My opponent's hand is empty. It's looking good. We're 1 Unearth away. Ren and 6 and Monastery Swiftspear hit the bin. Clearing the hand was great. I'd almost like to see a second Scourge here. I'll take a Bolt off the top, though. Take a K command off the top. I'll play another Scourge. Sounds perfect. I don't think I can get frisky with the Kalitas here. This is 10 after all. But I can definitely do this. Ta-da! Ta-da! Engineered onto. I will definitely fire this off. I don't think I want to go to 5. Engineered Explosives clears the way here. 1 card in hand. They might put Luris into hand. Luris is in hand. Unearth, K command, Bolt, Skelemental, all up kill. Luris does not. That's okay. Kalitas, tap land, pass the turn probably. Do I want to do a tap land? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Nope. Nope. I guess if I hit another land here, then I could engineer it on 3. Not gonna worry about it. 1 land short of Luris win? What? No. Try again. Not quite. Not quite handsome. Almost though. By the way, Kalitas at least attacks here. They get 1 Bobble activation. Oh well. Oh well. Just concede. Bolt. I'm stuck. All right. Well, Bolt off the top. We can clear the Luris. Attacking here as a 3/4 clears this as well. My opponent gains a little bit of life. I was going to play Luris here and then either a 2-drop or maybe throw the Engineered Explosive potentially out. We're drawing in our next turns just a few cards that don't matter too much. The Unearth is going to get the Skelementals and probably clear out the rest of what they had blocking. There you go. 1-0. Good start. Good start. But yeah, Luris doesn't get a Skelemental back. It can't do that. That's the fun part. We're playing Luris main. He's not our companion. He just hangs out and helps us get these cards. or baubles and our artifacts. All right, 1 match done, 4 to go. Skelebunga, baby. Yep, throwing those Skelementals in for some serious hot damage here. Making it work. Slight Mardu colors due to the Triome. I like the one of Triome giving engineered explosives just that extra oomph when it needs it. Getting the main, it ain't no pain. Let's keep running this train. Leave behind no remains. What? Basic planes for our opponent. Interesting start. You don't see that too often. Marsh flats go, opponent. Aboji, thank you for the follow. Field of Ruin. Stoneforge. Definitely gonna bolt this. The Mall. K-Command's looking pretty good here. Black Cleave Cliffs, we'll go ahead and play Bobble down. We'll check on what's going on over there. Field of Ruins, our next one. Looking pretty good for us. Bobble trigger, new Bobble. Oh, we're gonna draw so many cards. Field's been played. We have an Archon. We don't get to quite do everything we wanted to. Bloodstain Mire, tapped, Bobble, pass turn. We can Fatal Push the Archon on their turn if we want to. Ghost Quarter. Attaches here. Should be able to do this. Pop. I don't know if you realize, but you can use Bobble on yourself to scry with a fetch land. Yeah, I like just having more information from my opponent. I don't really care about scrying too often. Not a thing I'm interested in doing. I don't know, just doesn't interest me. All right, we got a couple paths here and a Skyclave apparition. Ay, poor Luris. I don't know, I guess I just take a Skyclave apparition. We'll work our way through the paths here. I'll manage. They can't do this immediately, and the follow-up here is going to be interesting. Gets to play a Bobble here anyway. We get more information and keep us on track with our opponent. Basic planes here, so they do have Skyclave coming up next. Bobble trigger, and we hit a Dreadhorde Arcanist, which isn't bad with the Lightning Bolt, Fatal Pushes, or Thought Seizes. Opponent plays Skyclave, holding on to both paths here. Totally fine with us. This is kind of interesting. Let's see how far I can bait this this out. We got 2 paths here. Kill and kill. This is 3. I don't think I'll get to bait it out. Not how I want to. All right, we'll play the Arcanist down. We'll just pass the turn here. I'd probably just K-Command kill this and this. We'll see if they can waste some mana here. If the Arcanist disappears, I can always just Fatal Push this as well. Hooks up the Maw here. Okay. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Let's go ahead and do all the things here, which is destroy, artifact, and deal 2 damage. Cool. We get a 3/3. I've got the 1/3 here. I've got Thought Seizes, Bolts, all kinds of cool things in the yard for me. That Fatal Push is good like this. I suppose I want to go ahead and Thought Seize, right? Ghost Quarters a Field of Ruin. Ghost Quartering the Field of Ruin so they can pathing Dreadhorde Arcanist. Probably no reason for me to keep that. We're out of basics, makes that awkward. One path done. I think they played this Plains too, if I recall. So we have path and 2 unknowns. There's a Thalia. And a Leonin Arbiter. I don't know what I care about more here. Probably care more about the Thalia, if I'm honest. So we'll get rid of Thalia. I'm pretty sure this path is still here. Thalia's first strike ability is really scary. Let's go ahead and attack for 3 and just pass the turn here, I suppose. Go ahead, opponent. Attacks me for 2. I can race this Leonin Arbiter a bit, so we'll just hold off on playing this Bolt. I'm holding the basic Mountain here, not because of any really good reason, just because I can. Bobble. See what else they're drawing here. Oh, crap. We'll play defense now. Can't race 2. Could have raced 1. Bobble trigger, drawing a Marsh Flats. We'll just continue to flood out here. Batterskull means they miss here in terms of being able to play something this turn. Pretty sure this path is still there because we saw 2 paths and I'm only seeing 1 down here. So they do path. I know I don't have anything here, so no reason to pay into this. Go ahead and bolt one of these. Oh, no Thalia out. No Thalia out. Down to 9 we go. A way to discard Batterskull would be super nice. That'll work. That'll work. Kroxa here, discarding Batterskull, and then getting to replay Kroxa. It's pretty good. Nice top deck. Way to go, Fluffy. You did it. And red, red, black, black. Land, land, land. I can do a bobble here. K-Command's really hard to cast as well. So there you go. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Down to 11. Kroxa in play. Leonin Arbiter in play. Opponent could Field of Ruin me and Ghost Quarter me. We'll see if they think that's a wise idea. The answer appears to be no. Combat. My opponent does not block here, and so we just slap him with a Kroxa. I'm gonna keep that one. Triggers. Deal 3. That worked nicely. So, this matchup is kind of frustrating. So Thalia is probably our worst nightmare. Thalia stops Skelemental really well due to the first strike. Now my opponent did have some stuff that Plague Engineer may be interested in killing, so we'll consider that. We have the Blood Chiefs here, we have Engineers, we have K-Commands, and a Dreadbore that all kind of, to me, look interesting. Thunderkin Awakener can easily be stripped out here. An Unearth or 2 can as well. My opponent, although being just white taxes, can very much get rid of the things in the graveyard, so pulling a few of these out is okay. Now I usually pull out some Skelementals here, and I'm really tempted to, and I'm not really sure if I should or not. We can think. You were called to answer a deflecting palm question. That sounds sweet. I think these Arcanists could come out, at least one. One Skelemental as well. Bring in this stuff, this, that's 5. And then we do like one of Bobble for Engineered Explosives here. Maybe even just like 2 Bobbles out for 2 Engineered Explosives. Only creature that makes Skelemental bad is Thalia. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe I just need one engineered. We have a lot of removal. What do we think? Does that look happier? I'm gonna take one more Thoughtseize out and use Baubles. I think Baubles engineered explosive with the 3 Lyrises here makes sense to me. We have a lot of removal. I need to just avoid some very specific things happening to us. Like Leonin Arbiter screwing us up with the fetch lands. I'm gonna fetch non-basics here since my opponent seems to have a lot of paths. We'll see if we can avoid some of the paths and problems with that. Give her a Ruin here. Let's go ahead and fetch Shock, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and Inquisition. I know we have Giver. I can deal with that in a moment. I want to take something more important here. Like Stoneforge. Stoneforge. That's true. I could drop an EE on 2 with Thalia out. This is a true statement. Well, there's a Rest in Peace. That's fun. That's fun, opponent. All right, we'll just pass the turn here. Flicker Wisp is a thing my opponent could play here. Leonin Arbiter. I'll go ahead and fetch. Can go get the Triome pretty safely here. So here I'm gonna go ahead and Lightning Bolt Giver in case I get something off the top that can kill Leonin Arbiter. We get a fetch land. We're just gonna pass turn and we'll pay for it on theirs in case they top deck something like Ghost Quarter. This does open themselves up to having path available for these Skelementals. We may not even bother with them first. We may bother with a Seasoned Pyromancer first. Although if they tap out like this, it'll be interesting. And I say tap out, they'll obviously leave themselves with a path open. So it's probably Seasoned Pyromancers here. Flickering the plains. All right. Got a Flicker Wisp I've got to deal with at some point. I like the idea of a Seasoned Pyromancer ditching Seasoned Pyromancer and Luris, keeping 2 Skelementals. If done incorrectly here with their path, the Skelementals could end the game. Let's do that. Bloodchief's Thirst here is really good along with the Kroxa as well. Cool. So we'll have an answer for either Leonin Arbiter or the Flicker Wisp. Tax for 3 in the air. Completely fine with us. So Path, Gideon, Unknown card. Love to see them tap out a little bit. Taps out to a Thalia. Okay. Leaving up not Path. All right. So I have an Inquisition that could steal the Path away. I have a Bloodchief's Thirst that could kill Thalia and then I can Inquisition. I just have Gideon after that. If I do that, I've got to beat a 3/1 flyer, which I think I can do that with Skelementals. What's the best Rakdos build in my opinion? Probably something a little more mid-range. Channeler, Hazoret's, Liliana's, Dark Confidant, something with that. Maybe 1 or 2 Kroxas. Those seem to be the best ones. You can probably find several 5/0 lists, but I'd look for something with that kind of package in it. This really just feels like Bloodchief's Thirst, the Thalia here, because I can't fetch because of the Leonin Arbiter, and Inquisition the Path away, and then just look to double down on Skelementals on my opponent. What's up, Marauder Otter? It's probably our best line. A gerbil just followed us. Hello, gerbil. Thanks for the follow. Otter, we got to 3,000. Oh, they pathed me in response. Didn't expect the path in response. I guess that makes sense, though, because we got rid of Thalia. All right, we'll just pass turn here. Planning to Skelemental and see if we can race a Flicker Wisp. Opponent has a land here. They paid 2 into Silent Clearing. This is interesting because now they have a Gideon. They don't emblem here. Makes a knight. Attacks for 3. No block. We have to just hit them with the Skelemental here and leave 2 chump blockers back. This takes them to 3, unless they do some blocking here. This is gonna be a close one. Gonna be a close one. If they get a removal spell, they can remove one of these and emblem. Emblem in here would make this 6 damage with, say, a Knight Ally and a Flicker Wisp. But this assumes no block. Not to mention if they do anything with the Silent Clearings, it hurts them. Rage conceded. Not to kill the cat, then Inquisition. Suppose we could have, but then our Skelementals don't get through. All right, we put them to 5 here. Skelemental makes them discard cards, which they don't have. All lines up to here. Cantrip's a Silent Clearing. That's a good sign for us. I think if they attacked with both of these, I would probably just let it happen and go to 1. We're not cracking the Bloodstained Mire. They attack for 3 in the air again. I think we have lethal here. They can block 4 of this, which means 2, plus the elementals. It's maybe not enough. Really wish I was able to get this last land unlocked, but Leonin Arbiter's been a bit of a problem. But yeah, if we had a Thalia against us, it just wouldn't be good here. Okay, we have an Archon here. What does this do? Six, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would need my opponent to goof up here, it looks like. The draw with Silent Clearing looks like they hit some really nice stuff here. I can play another Skelemental. If they block incorrectly, we win, but I doubt they'll block incorrectly. Yeah, it's a lot in the air. I'll attack with everything just in case. If I would have been able to play the Kroxa a bit earlier and my opponent would have been empty-handed, maybe we would have gotten there. Because we just need like a point to get through here, and they would have had to triple block over here. One, 2, 3, 4. So 2 plus the 1 gets through. It was a close one. Down to 1. Maybe they'll use the Silent Clearing before going to combat. Gideon boots up here as well. Gideon's a cool one like that. All right. Close one there. Close one. Bolt just down below. Makes me want to take the Dreadhorde Arcanist out and bring in like a Kalitas and an Engineered Explosives. The Flyers, what am I going to do about the Flyers? I think I just need to be careful about what I kill in the air. Blame Zale? Yeah, I think this is... I like this. We'll submit. Still going to have a few things for the graveyard. I don't think I can totally abandon it. Let's go ahead and keep this. Immediately fetch. Looks good here. Inquisition my opponent as well. We got the Bobble. It's always Zale's fault. It's always Zale's fault, right? Yeah, Zale's fault. Always. 100%. There you go. Zale's fault. Even Zale knows it's Zale's fault. Alright, fetch. Probably could do a basic, but I don't know. My opponent has a lot of paths. You know what? It's gonna matter. It's gonna matter. Inquisition our opponent. What do we got here? Stoneforge, Thalia, Giver. Wow. I guess I have to take the Stoneforge here. Play Bobble here. I'm gonna look at theirs because I want to know more information about them. Rest in Peace is really good. Oh my gosh. Gonna stop Luris. Aye. Bobble draw. I almost need a way to grab this. I need like another Inquisition Thoughtseize here. Basic planes here and the Giver's played. Unearth is so bad here. So bad. Alright, we played a Giver here. I know about the Thalia. Wonder what they'll play first. It'd be very interesting to see if they play Thalia first or if they play the Rest in Peace first. They choose Thalia here. Interesting. All right. I'd like to see the Giver come in for damage, but it's not going to happen here. I'm super tempted to cycle this Unearth and try to get the Rest in Peace out of here. I'm gonna go for this because I know the Rest in Peace is coming. There's a K command, which is interesting. Let's do another swamp here. Slap down a Luris here and pass turn. I expect the Rest in Peace to be played next, but my opponent might not have another land, so we'll see. Thank you for the follow. Hoping they don't have a land and maybe I get to use this Bobble. They end up having an extra land, so they do get the Rest in Peace down. This is okay at this point in the game. I at least have a Luris that's a blocker. Hitting all the lands. It's a lot of lands. Let's go ahead and get red mana here. I can safely attack, I believe. No, I can't because of first strike. We'll just pass. I'll leave up K command here, expecting another Giver to show up. Maybe have them play a card and get to shoot Giver and shoot them. For the follower? Yeah. For the follower. Zale has learned to just accept it. New giver played here. Okay, I need them. Oh, snap. All right, well, in response to this giver, let's go ahead and shoot them and kill this giver. It's a lot of givers. And then I'll have an opportunity to kill either a giver or a Thalia. They ended up getting rid of a Skyclave apparition, which is actually kind of nice for us. All right, they're empty-handed. Send it? Like, lightning bolt the Thalia here since I can at the moment, and then shock in and Skelemental plus Luris and just smash for 9. Hydrating? Posture check's good. We got a new chair. We're sitting proper. All right, I think this is the opportunity to kill a Thalia. I've talked about it plenty of times, how it's the worst thing for us. We'll slap this in as well. Skelemental and smash for 9. Full send, exactly. Seems correct. In we go, pass turn. Scary thing is that the givers can give each other protection after this, and then the Luris is somewhat dead. Ah, we're blocking. I'm okay with this block. It's not like my Luris is doing anything anyway. We actually get rid of the combination of both givers helping each other here, so I'm pretty stoked about this. In for 1, my opponent kept a card in hand. Cliffs, pass turn. Don't particularly like the idea of, well, flooding, but sometimes it happens. My opponent has a Sword of Fire and Ice. This is looking real bad. Attacks me down to 3. That's really good. Just let them waste their turn putting the sword on here. Destroy artifact, deal 2 damage. Seems good. It's like that Coco Skyclave apparition combo we saw earlier. What is this? What is this garbage? Why do I have so many lands? I only have 21. My opponent gets to cantrip and I don't. Oh no, that's a card. That's some solid protection right there. Burnington Forge. Oh, we're thinning now. Oh, make them discard. I'm not getting rid of the Rest in Peace, so make them discard whatever this last card is. It was a Path to Exile. They should have used it. They should have used it. What's up, Harry? Like and subscribe to my Only Lands deck. Exactly. Exactly. All right. We have literally, I don't think, any more lands in the list. I think I have now fetched all possible lands. Skelemental number 1. Looks good. Smash. In for 6. They could stop most of it, though. They could stop all 6 of it if they wanted to. 5. We're 2 bolts away from killing them. Sort of. 3 bolts. Minor details. Ghost Quarter here. Oh my gosh. I did have a way to kill this. I have a way to kill this too. What do I put this on? One, 2, or 3. It's probably 3, right? I just don't want to take any more damage here. We have to find the answers. We don't need to play it and take almost half of my life total? What do you mean? You people are crazy. They go after my Triome. If we would have held it, we wouldn't have been able to put it on 3. It would have been over. Everyone's gonna catch up and be like, Fluffy, genius play. Genius. And I'll be like, I know, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Fetch a basic plains then? I don't have one. Oh, the bolts. We're so close. We have a singleton Triome just to make engineered explosives a little more interesting. Dex Rakdos with that splash. Oh no. Stoneforge Mystic. So. Stoneforge. Maul. Oh my gosh. I need like what? Them to not sacrifice to kill a lightning bolt, not sacrifice to kill a skelemental or something like that. Bolton up here. Distraction. Distraction. They prevent the damage. We're going to 3. Oh. Land. Obviously. So many lands. We needed this, and this, and this. We needed all of these. Why weren't those earlier? Fetch shock. I don't think I had a shock land left. Pretty sure I had all my Bloodstained Mires or Blood Crypts in play. I only have 3. Can't even do that. Can't even do that. I did bring in that extra K command, right? I mean, I don't think it would have gotten me out of that land, but I think I did. That was brutal. That was totally brutal. Thunderkin Awakener gets back the elementals. That's what it does. Oop, message. Please recharge. Thanks, phone. Recharge. What are the Lurises for? Kroxa, Thunderkin, Dreadboard, and Mishra's Bauble, along with our package of artifacts. Is the message from you? Yes. Yes, it was from you. It was from you. All right, we're 1-1. We're against Drake. It's been a while since we played Drake. We'll play first. 80 card special, Yorion. Ooh, this could be fun. 1 landers. Hey. Let's keep a 1 lander. This is always fun. Get to thought seize my opponent. Get to just wonder if we're gonna make it. Wow. Wow, spreading seed's kind of dangerous here. Abundant growth draws a card. Kind of want to take that. Let's do it. Let's just ruin my opponent. Let's see if they have a land. Do you have an extra land? No, they do. We're doomed. No, we didn't draw a land. It's over. Uh-oh. Breeding Pool played. They have an Ice Fang as well. Renegade Ralliers. Burning Catacombs #2 played. Fetching here and gonna get that Spreading Seas on this Blackleaf Cliffs. Awkward. I guess we shouldn't have kept the one lander. Do we ever learn anything on this channel? No. No. Should we just concede? We like Drake. Drake's a cool person. This is fine. Just gonna quietly pack up my cards here. And apparently never draw. Okay, now we have to find out. Never draw land. Let's go. How far? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turns later. On turn 12, we'd find land 2. Don't keep one landers? All right, I got you. I got you. I got you. Ashiok's in for this matchup here. Land 2 is card 19. We drew so many lands the last game. I got confused. Kalidas might be all right. K-Command's looking a little bit weird in this matchup. I can probably strip one Unearth out. One Bobble here because I'm bringing in other artifacts. Wonder what else I should take out here. What in the what is my opponent playing? Urian Ephemerate Bant stuff. Let's take out a Bolt. Take out a Bolt and unearth a Bobble. Just smack them with Skelementals. That's the way. Let's play first again, and let's not keep a one-lander. 3 Bobbles and land. I'm supposed to mulligan this. Alright. Alright, here we go. Alright, we got something here. We're going to keep this, get rid of a Fatal Push. Who needs that card? Gonna Thoughtseize some stuff. Look at their hand. Steal stuff. It's going to be great. Here we go. We got the hand that wins the game. We just don't know yet. My opponent's mulligan to 5. Here we go. They can't find a land, just like we couldn't find a land either. All right, we're making informed decisions. My opponent has a land coming here. Spellskite, Induced Amnesia. Hold on. When this enters the battlefield, target player exiles all cards from their hand face down, then draws that many cards. When this is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, return the exile cards to their owner's hands. What? I guess I take this? I don't really want that to happen. That seems kind of frightening. Oh, Narset, that's true. I kind of just want to take this anyway. Narset's kind of dangerous. I could take the Uro. You know what? I'm taking Uro. We hate Uro so much. Just steal Uro. I'm gonna draw Thoughtseize. Ooh, Skelemental. My opponent's not gonna know what hit him. Verdant Catacombs. Land, please. All right. We'll play the Dreadhorde Arcanist here because then I get to Thoughtseize again, and this will prevent my hand from disappearing here. This feels good. Breeding Pool for my opponent here. Don't care about a Spellskite. I'm going to steal that Induced Amnesia. Prismatic Vista. Please don't kill this. Don't touch this. Leave it alone. Snow-covered plains. And Spellskite. Cool. Fatal Push, huh? Alright, combat with the zombie here. Thoughtseize to steal things. Casting. Take the Induced Amnesia, and we have 2 lands here. This is probably an easy Kroxa at this point. Just replay Kroxa here. Ta-da! Steal another card. Haha! Take 3. Verdant Catacombs, it's been. So we have Misty Rainforest and the Unknown, which happen to be a Temple Garden. Plays Yori into hand here. Please land. Please. I beg you. No land. Not like the Yorian's being played here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will make 5. No double blue, double green, which is good for us. Let's play new Dreadhorde Arcanist and just pass the turn. Not a whole lot I can do. Need them to play the Misty and just not have anything else to do this one last turn. Please stop, opponent. Don't fetch. It's bad. If you left the first hand, you'd have enough lands. Yeah, that's what we would think, right? Inquisition, see what else we've picked up, which is nothing. We have a Prismatic Vista here. Probably just okay with a Fatal Push on Spellskite and just attack here with the Dreadhorde Arcanists. My opponent's either going to get to play... Yeah. I'm not casting these. No and no. Down to 9. So my opponent's either going to play the Uro from the yard or they're going to play Urian here. I might just play Urian because it's a nice big 4/5 blocker. Nope. Uro showing up. It is a big 6/6 here. If I get a fetch land, the Fatal Push is really good, by the way. They do not play a land in. Fetch. Where are the lands? Combat. We'll at least take a look with the Inquisition here. Arbor Elf and an Abundant Growth. Well, I'll take the Abundant Growth because it redraws. Arbor Elf doesn't worry me here. And they might block here, which just means I get to fire off the Fatal Push, which is nice, I suppose. Less things to draw. Okay. Skelemental helps them get closer to their wins. Omen of the Sea is a scry too, then draw a card. Kind of hope they play this Arbor Elf, meaning Skelemental could actually connect and get rid of the Yorian here. They might not even play the Arbor Elf just because I can Dreadhorde Arcanist and Fatal Push it. Oh, dang. Oh my gosh. Can I not have a land? Can I not have a land? I attack for 1. Poke. No. Go ahead, opponent. I don't need lands. What are lands? Them silly things. Plays Urian. Flicker, draw a card, and scry here. Oh my gosh, it's a land. We did it. We did it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. I don't know what these are anymore. It's a polluted delta. What am I supposed to do with that? All right, so we have a bit of an issue here. The issue being that Heliod can boot up and have Yorian do things. The other issue being that Uro, if I attack, the Arbor Elf plus something else gets binned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they have enough here to flash it back or escape it. Delta Sack, add 3 mana. I could do Luris here and try to draw out with Baubles and try to race my opponent. That's just not feeling like that's the right play. I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Might be Luris and just like Bobble. And just see if I can draw out from here. Not quite at Kroxa mana just yet. We'll just pass the turn and maybe I can use like Bobble in some interesting way here. I kind of doubt it, but well. That's not good. Oh my gosh, it's induced amnesia. I guess I'll allow this to resolve here. I win here because of this attack, right? I now win. Hooray! We managed to figure it out. No, I don't win. Oh, I'm gonna be one short. This isn't a 2x. 6-7 damage? I'm one short. I'm one short. We get to even fatal push the Skyclave away. Get out of here. But then they have 4 in the air. They don't have any cards in their hand either. They pick up Luris. Bobble trigger. Triome's not going to do it. It only took us till what, turn 8 or 9 to find the land? I'm just saying, if we had the land earlier. If we had the land earlier. Oh, lifelink. Lifelink, getting it in. Oh, that was disastrous. Disasters. We're 1-2. Let's go again. Match 3 coming up, or match 4. That was a whirlwind of super flooding into the next match where it was like, what are lands? To this one, which will be nice and balanced. 1-4 still alive? No. No, 3 2s. All 3 2s. That's what we play here. Schmaz, thank you for the follow. Let's go. Join the match. Play first. Reanimator Fiend, huh? Oh, look at this horrific hand. Drake, welcome back. So I never got to see the point of the deck. The reason it plays Induced Amnesia is because that card is awesome with Enigmatic Incarnation. What? Do I keep a one-lander here, chat? Oh, who cares about one-landers? This is where it's at. 0 landers. Mulligan. Should just pack up and go home. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice another enchantment. If you do, search your library for your creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrificed enchantment's converted mana cost. Put that card into the battlefield and shuffle your library. Whoa. Sounds broken. Alright, am I just mulliganing to 4 here, or am I keeping this and ditching cards? I guess we'll mulligan again. I said I wouldn't keep one-landers. Look at this one. Alright, we can keep this. Alright, keep. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's do this. Ready? Set. Go. Bam. Inquisition myself. Don't Thoughtseize me, opponent. Oh, no. Have pity. Don't thought seize me. Don't fatal push me. Don't interact. We'll be best buds. Grayus, what was I supposed to do? It's not like I had 2 lands. Bobble. 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 Here we go. This is the moment of truth. We get to Skelemental them. We're going to just hit running unearths and win this game. I'm not even going to do the bobble here. Not even going to do it. Oh gosh, it's Thopter Foundry. It's Thopter Foundry. Draw 2. I hit a land. That's good. And I have a fatal push. That's good. Am I about to get wrecked here though? I don't have much for artifacts. Just a few K commands. All right, fetch away here. Sacrifices Thopter Foundry here. Or sorry, Chromatic Star, draw a card, make a Thopter. We're gonna go get a Blood Crypt. Could have got the Triome. Probably should have gotten the Triome. Top of the library is 8. We're hitting our land drops. We're doing better than what? The match before? Double Swamp and a Blood Crypt here. Spell Bomb. Any recommendations for a powerful 4 converted mana cost Bant creature? Restoration Angel. You just play Urian and then Restoration Angel it. Have fun. Alright. Top of the library. Nice. Fatal push against the token strategy. By the way, Plague Engineer coming in here. Put Luris in the hand? You're funny. You try. Trying real hard here. Felidar Guardian. It's not a bad 4-drop as well. So my opponent's not doing anything, but playing lands. I mulliganed essentially to 1, which was pretty cool. Can't cast that. Need double red. Opponent plays a land. Darkslick Shores attacks me for an additional 1 here. I'm kind of tempted to fatal push this. Maybe I'll fatal push it at end step. Let's do that. Ha! Get fataled. Fatal. Bam. Got the Thopter. No one thought I could do it. No one thought I could do it. I'm here all night long. Blood Crypt here, number 2. Well, my opponent hasn't done anything, so here. Have a Skelemental. Push on the Thopter feels bad? No. That was legendary right there. Galvanic Blast my Skelemental. No Cryptic Command. My opponent's not playing that card. That card's too powerful for them. My opponent's playing all interaction, apparently. That's what they're playing. Ooh. Ooh. Unearth. Go. Get in here, Skelemental. Give him a hug. No hugs were had. My opponent's apparently playing Old Affinity and smash Thopter into it and pick different lands. Chromatic Star. They get to draw and create a Thopter. Nice. Goblin Engineer. This is bad. Oh, they gain life too. That's right. You're building the new Affinity Hardened Scales list? Uh-oh. It's a problem. It's a problem. Mystic Sanctuary. What will they ever pick up here? Galvanic Blast. The opponent has sequenced things wrong. Grayus, just let me be. Let me be with this opponent. We're having a good time. Just playing casual Magic. Oh my gosh, they're gonna counter this. They're gonna counter this. Don't. Fetch, shock. Oh my gosh. They have the Cryptic Command. Counter draw. They've been saving it. Maybe they drew the Goblin Engineer off of the star. You don't know. You're making an assumption. Top of the library for us is probably nothing good. Mystic Sanctuary picks up the Cryptic Command. It's been a casual evening here. Flying in with the 1/1. So things aren't looking very good. Goblin Engineer brings the Chromatic Star back after sacrificing the token that attacked. I believe I have more lands than the previous match. Since Varos doesn't stream on Tuesdays, you should fill in the gap. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? That's my day off. You could go see Grayus. I think Grayus streams Tuesdays and Thursdays. Perfect gap fill. You should all follow Grayus, and he'll fill that gap for everybody. Should I continue playing this match, or should we just have a conversation? I don't think I win here. We have to remember, though, this game started with a mulligan to, like, -2. So we actually had to draw 2 cards before we saw the first one. Let him play it out? All right, F6. That's true. My opponent's here to play Magic. They paid money. They're getting an option to. They hit me for 8. Let's hit this F6. Hydrate. They should be able to kill me. They picked up that Galvanic Blast a little while ago. We'll see if they decide to fire it off or just twiddle their thumbs here for a little bit. By the way, we flooded out. Just lands. All lands. All lands. Nothing but the best lands here. All right. Plague Engineer, Ashiok, K-Command, Engineered Explosives, Soul Guide. Whoosh, just like that. We don't want fatal pushes for the most part here. Don't want an Unearth. Can take out a Bobble, Luris. We can do a Seasoned Pyromancer, and probably a Thoughtseize. Looks good? Absolutely. Hit submit. Everyone else is like, Fluffy, you missed this. I mulliganed to 3. Don't tell me what I can and cannot do. It's my league. Let's play first. Looks good. We'll keep. like a good Ashiok here. Fluffy tech support, I would like to call in. I could see the match, please, for the sake of your viewers. I have to? They want it? Let's use that scry. Someone told me this is a good idea. Look, it's a lightning bolt. I don't want that. I was gonna fetch anyway. Wasted. No, don't do this. Don't do this. Thank you. Goodness, scared me. Dumb bobble. Nearly picked up that card I don't want. Oh, Inquisition. I don't want that either. I want to land. My opponent bobbles. Ha! Did they bobble themselves? They did. This player gets it. Oh, bobble number 2. They bobble me now. Huh. Well, they didn't have to pick. They got to just do both. It's crazy. Now they're fetching in response to this bobble. Triome. Draws. We hit our land. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. All right. Whoa, 2 goblin engineers. That's way too much. Well, I'll take 1. Marsh flats, pass turn. I can shoot the other one if I want to. We shoot it and then Ashiok whatever they put in the graveyard. Seems good to me. And then we have Polluted Delta, Scalding Tarn, Scalding Tarn. It's about to happen. The concession is happening soon. Fetch, shock, Blood Crypt here for the bolting engineer. Going to my turn, shocking in Blood Crypt unless I see basic. Or maybe a fetch land. Ashiok played down. Hooray. Goodbye, graveyard. Go ahead, opponent. How are them 3 fetch lands? Ah, Scalding Tarn. Ah, oh no! They fetched. To the bin it went. All right, Luris and get to bobble. Play bobble, do the bobble things. Bam. They got a watery grave showing up. I'll let them have it. They won't be able to kill me anyway. Watery grave here, probably tap. Ooh, shocks it in. Ooh. Oh, dang, they have a Thoughtseize. That's genius. That's genius. They're gonna take my Thoughtseize and I can't get Urza. 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 Takes any of these, I could unearth it. So Thoughtseize, goodbye. Goodbye, Thoughtseize. Goodbye. K command. Let's start with bobble. Bobble, check what my opponent is grabbing. Steam vents, illegal. Get out of here. Got rid of the steam vents. Not happening. Thank goodness. All right. Let's go ahead and line ourselves up with a Seasoned Pyromancer next. Getting rid of Thunderkin and K command. Got our lands here, looking good. Let's go ahead and get a basic swamp here. We're gonna unearth our Thunderkin Awakener, even though it's a little silly to do so. We're just doing it. We're just clicking buttons, making sure they don't Thoughtseize or take anything else away from us. Are these lines optimal? Absolutely not. Do we care? No. I got rid of this opponent. How is that there? How is that there? Urza's in Plague plus Construct here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana here. Not looking good. Bobble triggers. They get a bobble, we get a bobble, everyone gets a bobble. I suppose I'll just play Kroxa here, make them discard. I can pretty much throw everything at this too. They can't kill Luris really unless they double block it, in which case they'll take 1, 2, 3, 4 and go to 1. And then I'm just replaying Kroxa probably. Blocks in a fashion that go a little bit of this, a little bit of that. interesting blocks for my opponent. In this case, we'll just replay a Kroxa here and see what happens. Or no, I've already played the Mishra's Bauble. Never mind. Go ahead, opponent. I played the Bauble. What am I talking about? Boring blocks from the opponent? Yeah. All right, 5 mana spin the wheel from Urza, it looks like. That seems completely fine. Finds a Thopter Foundry. That's pretty good. I don't think it's enough, though. They do concede. Oh, Skelemental. Get him. All right. Dreadbore looks a little bit better than something else just because it can kill the Urza, which could be a problem for us. Let's get rid of 1 Inquisition and bring the Dreadbore in. We got there. 1-1. Let's see if we can beat this opponent. Hand looks reasonable. We have interaction for artifacts. We have a way to make them discard. Repeated for a second go at it, and a Soul Guide Lantern. Looks like a great 7. Opponent mulligans to 6, not as good for them. They do keep 6 though. Scalding Tarn for our opponent, fetching a basic. Nope, Watery Grave shocks this in and follows this up with a Thoughtseize or Inquisition. Thoughtseize, and they'll probably just take the Inquisition? Maybe. Steals the Inquisition away. Goodbye, Inquisition. All right, we had another land here, so I'm going to go ahead and do some cool fetching here. Get a Soul Guide Lantern down and pass turn. Steal their Thoughtseize. Sounds good. All right. Second land for our opponents. Polluted Delta, fetching. Go get a little bit of white mana. No, red. Grixis colors, obviously. Goblin Engineer. They can put something into the yard. How's this read? So they put something in. Sacrifice an artifact, return target artifact card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So it's another Soul Guide Lantern. Play an Arcanist down. The Arcanist is interesting because the Arcanist could replay an Inquisition here. They play a Soul Guide Lantern down. Interesting. So they just get to take my Inquisition away from me. Yeah. We just have a pair of goblins and Soul Guide Lanterns and nasty things like that. Well then. I suppose I will destroy and deal 2 damage here. Should be pretty okay to do. I'll probably just leave my Soul Guide Lantern until I can play Luris and like start removing their graveyard and replaying the Soul Guide Lantern. Fatal pushes my Arcanist, which they're gonna then fire off this Soul Guide Lantern. Draws a card with their Soul Guide Lantern. We still kill the Engineer here. We'll just pass the turn. So they got an extra draw out of it. Not bad. It's good for them. Island here. Do they have Urza? Looks like it. Gets an Urza in play. Engineered, huh? Engineered, huh? I guess I need to wait on the Engineered. We will play Luris into play and get that Triome, so I at least have 3 colors. We'll get the non-Triome if I feel like I need to draw with the Soul Guide Lantern. which I don't think will be the case. Polluted Delta for our opponent, and they can spin Urza if they'd like. They have enough mana to do so. Plays a new Goblin Engineer. So they don't get to spin Urza here. They put a Thopter in the yard. Probably going to have to use the Soul Guide Lantern and just replay it with the Luris. So Bloodstained Mire. I do want this Triome. Can't kill Urza, but we could kill some other stuff. Top is a K command. Attack, maybe get lucky that they block with Urza here and then something else. They block with Engineer. I'm in trouble because I just kill Urza then. I guess I have another Luris. So then I would just end up doing 2 here and maybe destroy Artifact in this. This is probably okay to attack. I have the bonus Luris. I need to not treat my own Luris as the only Luris that I have. We are running them main decked. Seems like a fair and okay attack here. Opponent does nothing. Let's go ahead and destroy Artifact and deal 2 damage. So destroy the construct and kill the engineer here. Before this becomes not summoning sick here. This gives them 1 less mana as well with Urza. And saves my engineered explosive for another day. Okay. Looking okay. Assume maybe a fetch with the Polluted Delta. No fetch though. Now fetching with the Polluted Delta. This is 5 mana, so they can spin the wheel with Urza if they would like to. Looks like they are. Spin and hits a new Urza. Okay, engineered explosives on 0, pop it, and then I could reuse it again. If I wanted to. I think I want to draw with the Soul Guide Lantern at this point. Let's go ahead and draw and see if I can hit something a little more interesting. The answer appears to be no. We'll replay the Soul Guide Lantern. We can get rid of the Thopter Foundry here, just in case things get really strange. Mountain. Guess I'll go combat here. See if they want to do any blocking again for me. Answer appears to be no. And we'll just pass turn. I'm not going to put the engineered explosives on 2 or 3 or 1. I don't know where I would like to put this at the moment. The Sword of the Meek. There's a good example of where now I kind of want it on 2. Hooks up the sword to the construct here. It's a 3/4. So engineered on 2 is looking pretty nice right now. Oh gosh. Okay. Can we kill them? I don't think I can kill them quite yet. Dreadbore Lord, engineered on 0. Swing, have Soul Guide Lantern open. Seems pretty good to me. Put the engineered on 0. Go ahead and blow it up. I can even pull this out to put it on like 2 if I wanted to. which maybe is a nice safe way to have it out again in case they get like a Soul Guide Lantern of their own. Then attack for 3 and pass turn. We got the Soul Guide Lantern to kind of keep us safe here. Chromatic Star doesn't look too frightening. Pops the star. Luris is going to be lethal here. Mystic Sanctuary to pick up a Fatal Push. And they would draw this. Wonder if I just let this go, because the worst thing to do here would be to pop Soul Guide Lantern. This doesn't resolve. They do this and they find like what? Thopter? If they find Thopter, is that really the worst thing? We blow everything up? I think I've got to just let the Fatal Push happen. Having the extra Luris here, they're at 2. I see very little reason not to just have them get their Fatal Push here and just take out Luris. I don't think we're in trouble. We have a lot of ways to just target them. Skelemental, Kroxa would do it. Bolt would do it. K-Command would do it. A lot of things will do it. I mean, this Luris will do it. That won't, though. All right, 1, 2, 3. Luris. Let's go ahead and pop Soul Guide Lantern. New land. Play Soul Guide Lantern. Get rid of, I don't know. Soul Guide Lantern, sure. Play a land and just pass the turn. My opponent has to top deck. I have the Engineer Explosives because I haven't used all the Blood Crypts in the deck. I have the Soul Guide Lantern protecting us as well. Looking pretty good. There we go. Got it. Got it. There's a bolt. Nice. 2-2. 2-2. Let's get to our final match here in this league. Playing Rakdos Skelemental Kitty here in Modern. Why not sack Soul Guide Lantern with Mystic Sanctuary trigger on the stack? Because we don't want them to find Thopter. So we talked through that. We don't want them to find Thopter, and if they found Thopter, then they'd have the Thopter Foundry combo. Let's play first. Look, 2-lander. We basically are in heaven. We have so much mana. Yeah, I just don't. I have the bonus Luris. There's very little reason to worry about it. All right, my opponent apparently plays bad decks. We have a Dreadhorde Arcanist coming here. I kind of want to go ahead and pick that one up. I like a Dreadhorde Arcanist, especially with a Bolt in hand. If my opponent has lots of creatures, the Dreadhorde Arcanist looks really good. If my opponent's playing Tron, it looks absolutely horrendous. We'll grab a Triome here. We got a map from my opponent. Oh. Well then. Get the Arcanist down, pass the turn. Hope it's Dice Factory for you. Core Tapper here. Cornucopia. I have a K command. I also have a Bolt. I probably just have to fire off K command here. Destroy, destroy. Is K command good against this deck? Well, we'll see. We'll see if it's any good. Oh. feel like I think I should concede. I think it's been one of those nights. That would be a punt. Never. Never ever. Look at this. It's just more cornucopias. Psh, we're fine. We're fine. Everyone's just worried. No, don't worry about it. We're good. Watch, we're gonna win. Don't worry about the extra corner. Look, they're pitching lands because they have nothing else to do. Bam. Bolt, bolt, bolt. Die, die, die. Look at that. We almost killed them. I'm just giving my opponent a chance because they're playing Dice Factory. Ignore the fact that they have an obscene amount of mana right now. Dang it. It's Ugin. Dang it. Go away, Ugin. We don't want you here. Plays a Buried Ruin. Plays a new map. There's a lot of things going on here, opponent. You need to hang tight. Stop. Thank you. Skelemental. Yes. All right. I'm just going in. Full damage. We're getting diced on. Blast them. Get rid of those 2 cards in hand. They think they're winning. Ha! Get blasted. Now a lot of things could win us this game. Blocks over here. They're gonna at least get to pick this card up. Takes 5. Goes to 4. We're a bolt away. My opponent's asked for me to be gentle. Map is fetched here. They're gonna have a lot of mana. Inventor's Fair. All right. What is this gonna get you? Core Tapper. All right. All right. All right. Core Tapper. Sacrifices this to make 1,000 mana. If I win from here from that terrible punt, you know which is the worst deck. Inventor's Fair. We can go get an artifact. Mystic Forge or something like that, right? And we have 8 mana, or no, 5, 6, 7, 10 mana? 12-ish. Plays a map. Woo, Drake! Giving out some gifted subs. Thank you so much, Drake. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. Inventor's Fair goes and gets what? What artifact? We have Rob MTG and Weed 97. That you have to play Dice Factory or you lose to this list? What? Your loss to me fueled a 4-1. There you go. Getting that 4-1 in. All right, my opponent has like nothing in hand and Unburial Rites kills them here. Kroxa, follow-up Kroxa could potentially kill them with the Inquisition, depending on what artifact they go get here. Bolts could kill them pretty easily. They're like, I feel like I'm dead to a lot of things. Yep. They are dead to a few things, but not everything. We get an ensnaring bridge. Makes a blocker here as well. Puts the bridge down. Put the bridge down. Bridge is in play. Top of the library is a mountain. All right. So we will play a Kroxa here and pass turn. This does 3, putting them to 1. They're dead to a Kroxa in the yard at this point. Good luck. Uses map. Map goes and gets Seagate Wreckage. They can draw an extra card. Plays this. Plays the Maze Mine Tome. Okay. Draws with the Wreckage here. Mystic Forge. They can't pay 1 life to exile the top card of their library. Ugin does uptick things. Currently they're empty-handed, which means that Kroxa kills from the yard. They need to gain life somehow or prevent Kroxa from happening. Maze Mine Tome to Scry here. Scry's bottom. New Mystic Forge. Can't really use either of these. They're just getting to see the top of their library. Two mana into something here. A 2/2 Walking Ballista. Maze Mine Tome after that. This allows them a Scry. Core Tapper. Okay. So far they're still dead. Core Tapper making more mana on the Astral Cornucopia. Scrying with Maze Mine Tome bottoming. Makes 7 mana. Oh gosh. Paradox Engine. Okay. There needs to be a non-land under that. If it's a land, we win. Did they fizzle? Got there. Woo. Okay, so K command, let's not screw that up. Dreadboard, bring that in. Engineered explosives is pretty decent here as well. Fatal pushes probably can come out. And something else. Probably just like a Thunderkin or something. Maybe Dreadhorde. Actually, let's do a Bobble. How did opponent win there? Opponent lost. They lost, so they didn't win. Okay, so this hand really doesn't do anything. Let's go ahead and mulligan this. Need some more action than that. A couple engineered explosives looks super cute here. We'll keep this. Let's go ahead and get rid of a basic mountain here. This allows me to go get the Triome. Engineered explosive seems like a really good card in this matchup. Little unearth here. We'll see if that comes into play. Do we have natural Tron here somewhere? Probably. Everflowing Chalice kicked once. Sort of tempted to just like put this on 0 and pop this immediately. 4 mana is scary. Try again, opponent. Opponent has natural Tron. Plays Ugin. I'd take a Dreadbore. Makes a 2/2. Now we're in trouble. Now we're in a lot of trouble. My opponent's angry with us. Cornucopia. Ensnaring Bridge. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get them empty-handed here and see what ends up happening. So, Kroxa, make them discard. Unearth, make them discard. Good thing we stopped them from having 4 mana. Yep. Yep. All right, so they're empty-handed here. What does that get us? Well, we got rid of a Paradox Engine. That's pretty good. Expedition Map. Okay. Gets a Land of Choosing. Buried Ruin, probably. Because Buried Ruin would be super good with the Paradox engine here. Could go grab it, if I remember correctly. Seagate Wreckage is their choice. Okay. Can draw some cards. And draws with their first use of it. Ugin Uptick here. My opponent can't attack me. Thank you, Bridge. Everflowing Chalice on 0. Maybe I just put Engineered on 0 and blow like everything up. Then they get these cards. It's scary. I'm gonna do it. I'll let them pick which one they want here. I'm gonna blow up all the world here, and then I'm gonna unearth as well. Unearth Kroxa here. We're just working so that I can have a Kroxa in play at some point. You foresee the big walking ballista showing up? That's fine. We're working with what we got here. Urza's Tower hits the bin. Blast Zone and Core Tapper, that's it. Plus an Ugin Uptick and Seagate Oracle, Seagate Wreckage use here. Okay. There's a bolt. All right. I don't feel like the bolt matters here. Let's do Seasoned Pyromancer to find something else. We need to, well, we find another bolt anyway. Okay. Go ahead. This doesn't have any like emblem ults. It's Ugin Light. Surge Node. It's not that frightening. Seagate Redraw. Plays whatever. Plays New Bridge. Okay. Ugin goes up more. I guess I'll go ahead and get rid of one of these because I'm going to bring Kroxa back, and I'll just take whatever they put back into their hand here. Let's get rid of Unearths, Marsh Flats, Lightning Bolt. Actually, let's use this real quick. All right, Kroxa, Marsh Flats, Unearth, Unearth, Lightning Bolt, Bloodstain Mire. That should be good. We'll make them discard that last card there. We got a few of the Lightning Bolts. Got some Engineered Explosives to get with Luris back. My opponent lost an Expedition map. Nothing frightening for them. And we are going to pop Blast Zone up to at least 2. That's fine. They don't want to put it at 3. It gets rid of some of their bridges. 2 gets rid of Core Tapper. They'll have to be mindful of that. Spatial to get rid of the other card. They liked the card under that one. Should have killed the one on the left, not on the right. Mystic Forge. All right. Now we might be in trouble. Ugin Uptick, Expedition map played. Expedition map used as a shuffle effect. Gets an Inventor's Fair in hand. Plays Inventor's Fair. Bridge played. They have a lot of bridges. Lots of bridges. Have to work through our bridges in game 3, match 5 here. Looks like they're going to use the Inventor's Fair here. Sacrifices to put an artifact into hand. What's an ever-flowing chalice? Thank you, Andy, for the follow. Ever-flowing chalice, core tapper. I'm probably a long way away from winning this one. Mystic Forge exiles a blast zone. And they go to their end step. We hit a land. Well, I'm just gonna pass turn because that doesn't do anything. Spravadev, thank you for the follow. What's the difference between the bad version of Dice Factory and the worst version of Dice Factory? I don't know. I don't play Dice Factory stuff. Mystic Forge is tapped there. It's probably based on the combos that they're trying to execute. Ugin activation here. Core Tapper on the Ever-Flowing Chalice. Mystic Forge number 2. Core Tapper number 3 here. They can make plenty of mana here. Mystic Forge. Mystic Forge. Kind of want to know what their win condition is. There's another Mystic Forge. Surge Node. Just kind of letting things happen here. Karn the Great Creator. Karn could be an Ender. We'll see what they go get with the Karn. Probably just a Paradox Engine. Aetherflux Reservoir. At the Reservoir, I think we lose. Sacrificing Core Tappers to make Ever-Flowing Chalice that much larger. Plays an Aetherflux Reservoir. I think we can go ahead and concede, would be my guess. Plays a new Mystic Forge. Once you can do a 50 life, you get to deal 50 damage. So unless they somehow super fizzle and I find a K command to get rid of the Reservoir, I think they've got it. It's going to be super hard for them to fizzle here too. Let them nuke me. Cornucopia here. This is all cast triggers too. I believe they've only got to cast like 2 more or 3 more spells here. They're gaining a lot of life. 1 more spell. Plays a new Karn here. We're at 56. They should be able to fire this off now and kill me. Let's see if they decide to do something different. And they don't. Bam, hits us. All right. So we've got to beat this. Let's bring some Fulminator Mages in here. Do that. Take out like the 2 baubles here and like 1 Seasoned Pyromancer. The idea being the Fulminator Mages, if we end up having to get them, we can get them off Tron. Alright, let's play. Bauble. Or sorry, not Bauble. Engineered Explosives, Laris, and Bolt. It's not very good. It's mulligan. Inquisition, Lightning Bolt, and a Seasoned Pyromancer. Well, this is a little bit better. My opponent is going to begin with 7 in hand. Guess we'll keep this and we'll get rid of a Bolt. Let's see if we can steal something super important from them. Inquisition. We have an Expedition map, Spatial Contortion, and Surge Node. Well, we'll take the map here. It's the best we could do. Best we could do. Mine and Surge Node. Well, we've got a few bolts here. Probably going to start firing these off. My opponent finds a tower. Let's go ahead and bolt once. Kroxa. Let's go ahead and make them discard another card here. They might just get rid of the Spatial Contortion. Take no damage. Yep. All right. Don't Tron me. Don't do it. Don't do it. Blast Zone. All right. We're almost at the Mystic Forge. The K command. Let's go ahead and unearth Kroxa and lightning bolt them. We can lightning bolt them on their turn. They ditch the Mystic Forge. We're stuck at 2 mana. Plays the Ghost Quarter. 4 mana Karn? No, Mystic Forge. Everflowing Chalice. I really need to hit this land for this K command. K command, let's go. Nice. So I should get rid of the Mystic Forge and what, pick up a Kroxa maybe? Make them discard? Probably just make them discard, right? So kill this, make them discard. They know what the top of their library is, so they can make an informed decision. They exile the card. It was an Urza's Mine. Okay. Go ahead, opponent. Has a card plus a draw here. Fingers crossed it's nothing too crazy. Surge Nodes the Everflowing Chalice. 4 mana, gets a Karn. Karn goes and gets a Tormod's Crypt, so they can get rid of the Kroxa in the yard. And they do so. I hate it. I hate it. We're gonna make it so Karn can't grab anything in this last card they can't play, which happened to be Ugin, which is really good for us. Thoughts on Reign of Gore as a sideboard card to shut down life gain? You can do that if you wanted to. This list isn't trying to do that though. This list is trying to make them discard everything. Life gain shouldn't be a problem. A couple chalices here and a Karn that's going to be up at 2. My opponent is attempting the top deck just as we are. Seasoned Pyromancer, let's draw 2 brand new cards. Bolt would be nice here. I will take that. Engineered Explosives looks really nice. We have to deal with the Karn before we can use it, but it does look very nice. Gets rid of some of these chalices that are growing rapidly. So it's just an extra land here. They go up with Karn, they could defend with like a Surge Node. They can't defend with anything else. It's probably the safest thing for them to do. Top decking a removal spell for the Surge Node and then getting in at Karn would be super nice. Would turn on Engineered Explosives for us. Looks like that's what they're going to do. They're going to go ahead and defend. Okay. We do have some bolts buried somewhere. Grab this Triome so we can put Engineered on 3. We have a Fulminator Mage, which is an interesting creature. Let's go ahead and attack Karn. Our Engineered is still no good to us currently. Opponent's using their Surge Nodes appropriately. So here, I think it's a pretty easy Fulminator Mage and just get rid of like the mine. So my opponent has a lot less mana here. If they do any down ticking with Karn, it could very well be to get a bridge. Although they've just put Blast Zone up to 3, which is kind of interesting. All right, so Blast Zone's up to 3. We got rid of the Urza's Mine. My opponent has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana, which is a lot. We need a way to get rid of this Karn so our engineered explosives can help mitigate some of the mana that they have. A tough one. This is a tough one. Goes down with Karn. Just a big Walking Ballista would work. Maze Mine Tome. Interesting choice. Gonna use it to draw cards. Alright, combat here at the Karn. My opponent will more than likely pop the Blast Zone here. Does so. We'll play a Lyris down and pass turn. They can activate the Maze Mine Tome to be a blocker, unfortunately for us, and they can also draw with this Maze Mine Tome, which is what they're going to do. We're slowly falling further and further behind, albeit my opponent does have to figure out a way to kill us. Draws again with Maze Mine Tome. Okay. Choosing to draw instead of making this a creature to defend with. Paradox Engine here is a good blocker as a 5/5. Surge Node gets to untap everything. Please don't lose to this. I mean, I don't have a whole lot. Don't have a whole lot. They decide not to use Maze Mine Tome a few times here, which benefits us a little bit. All right, well, we'll play Kroxa here, which does 3, and then we'll replay Kroxa because I have a Lyris. We'll just hope that this is enough. Just do this a few times. Not the greatest way to try to kill my opponent, but hey, it will do something. My opponent decides never to draw with Maze Mine Tome to potentially negate any of this. We'll just pass the turn. Now they draw with Maze Mine Tome. Okay. They're at 7. They're close. Everflowing Chalice up to 4. Maze Mine Tome draws and gains them 4. Karn is the only thing right now saving pretty much most of their mana. Plays a new Everflowing Chalice, untaps everything because of Paradox Engine. Core Tapper. It's a blocker. Putting Surge Nodes and Everflowing Chalices. We have a card to play. It's a Surge Node. All right. We're going to tap a whole bunch of mana here and put Surge Nodes on each thing and then use something with Karn. So a lot of mana. All right. So my opponent makes a giant Walking Ballista is what it looks like. And I have this Engineered Explosive, which is going to be fantastic. Gonna boom, boom. They got rid of Karn. We're good to go. Lock and load. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Walking Ballista. Yes. It's a big Walking Ballista. Doesn't kill us. It's close. It's close. 9/9 Walking Ballista and gets to pump it a few times here too. It's a lot. 12-12, double tap the Luris here before I get to do the Kroxa, probably. So it's going to be 10 to my face, putting me to 7. All right, sounds good. I'll play an Engineered Explosives for 0. And I'm going to go boom, boom. I'm going to yield to this because I want to play my Luris. Can I yield to this too? Yes, yield. I have to because I have a Luris here. I'm not going to replay the Engineered Explosives back out because the next target I'll put it at is probably 1 to get rid of both Surge nodes. Putting it at 0 doesn't gain me anything necessarily other than it wouldn't be in the bin. I think my opponent might time out here. We'll just have to see though. Cool. Go ahead, opponent. They might. Land, definitely not getting it done. Let's go ahead and Kroxa here. One, 2, 3, 4. And we'll do here, here. Oops. Gosh dang it. Not meaning for this to be so complicated. I want to leave the Engineered in here and the Fulminator Mage. There we go. Looks good. Kroxa comes down, 3 damage. 3 damage with the Luris attack. Pretty safe to go ahead and put an Engineered out on 1 just to get rid of the Surge nodes in the future and pass the turn. I could have. It's not really gonna matter. The Paradox Engine. It really won't matter too much by doing that. They would be at 2 if I played first and then did it. But then I would have what, an Engineered, I suppose, on 0. My opponent could kill something here. They die to a Kroxa being attacked. They have to go up here. This pops for 0. Ooh, they to go down. Okay. Well, in that case, we attack. And we can replay it, and we can unearth it, and we can do all this stuff. There you go. We got there. 3-2 with the Kroxa, Skelemental, Luris, Nightmare, Kitty, Modern. So we would have been able to replay it there, like you're saying, Beats. But hey, didn't really matter. We had the Unearth. We could replay it with the Luris there. Ugin doesn't get him there. Our Engineered Explosives were very powerful. I think they totally saw that Walking Ballista was able to kill us in 2 turns. Certainly something they should definitely go through. But hey, we had the Engineered Explosives. We had the answer and we got there. We barely won that last one. We won it still, Uncle DB. We didn't lose the Dice Factory. Thank goodness. List is pretty sweet. I do think it comes in a little bit under the cut when you run into those Thalias, those tax lists. It's going to be struggling. Anything that really interacts with our graveyard as well can hinder the list, but the list does just kind of attack for a lot anyway, and so it's not always the worst thing to see a rip or something else like that. If you start seeing rips and you're playing this, it may be worth bringing in something like a Wear and Tear since you have the Triome. You can also put in some feeds. So the feeds can take care of the enchantments as well. There you go, though. Kroxa Skelemental Kitty here, revisiting it here in Modern.